Alright, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. We have a lot to get to today, so let's go ahead and buckle in. We are looking at the truck. The truck is an add-on to Harven's Freightliner FLB, and it is the FLB Daycab. It also comes with a few different chassis that we're going to take a look at. This is by Rafael Mogollon. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I tried. It's a pretty cool little add-on. I don't want to do a thorough look. We're not going to do a thorough build, but we are going to go into the shop, and I'm going to show you some of the options that we have on this Daycab, and then point out a few more extra things that you can't see right off the bat. The second thing we have is the trailer, and we are going to go through and look at all the build options for that. And this is the Volmaxx Chassis King double drop, shown here in a single trailer form, but you can also get it in a B double. This is by Toni Volma, and I would like to point out and be very clear that this was actually a trailer that was donated by Toni Macaroni. I was on Goggles 56 live stream today, and I was kind of talking in the chat. Why is there always a train going by full freaking volume when I'm doing this? Anyway, yeah, and we're in the chat, and Toni Macaroni, he noticed that Goggles had this new trailer, and he was like, hey, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go pick it up. And then I had mentioned, oh yeah, I'm going to pick that up too. And he said, don't worry about it, man, I got you. He purchased, he talked to Toni Volma, the developer of this trailer, who was also on that stream. By the way, this is a stream by Dan McNary. Goggles, you got to check it out. He's always doing live streams, especially on Saturday. That's the one I can really get to. And they were talking, and Toni Volma, the developer, said to Toni Macaroni, this sounds like a joke, right? It's not. Said that he was going to drop this link so that I could get the truck Toni Macaroni paid for, and but he was going to give it to me, and it was going to have two different licenses on it. So I have one, and that means that I can actually do a giveaway on my own channel. So thanks to Goggles 56, thanks to Dan for making it possible by having his stream every Saturday, that I was able to connect with Toni Macaroni, who was able to get it from Toni Volma, and so that I could get the trailer and give you guys one. So there is going to be a little bit of a giveaway of this trailer. One of you is going to get this Volmaxx Chassis King double drop for free on the house. So thank you again to Toni Macaroni for the donation. Thanks to Toni Volma for making that all possible and actually putting two licenses in the same link. So really appreciate it. By the way, Toni, the developer, is running a 30% off, and if you are part of Goggles 56's Discord, you can see that link. I'll have a link down to the Discord as well. It's a great Discord, lots of great guys in there, and just a wonderful part of this community. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to take a quick look at this Freightliner FLB Daycab add-on to Harven's FLB. Let's do that first. Okay, so I have it set up pretty basic. This is actually how I'm going to be driving it, and I'm kind of RPing that I just picked up this used truck. I still have to add a bunch of stuff to it. I just put some whatever rims and tires on it. Plastic bumper came with it. We're not doing a whole bunch of bells and whistles on this, but there are a few options, and I think we really need to look at them. As far as the additions here, we have the Daycab, and we have two variations. Notice how the Daycab with the window has that window, and you can get it without as well. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on there, though. Something that's cool, you also have this nice little window on the side, and we get to that for the interior accessories. And if we click back here, we have the option for side panel, and you can get this side panel so that it's the full length, so that it only goes up halfway, or it's short. Kind of hard to see there, but it's only really coming in at the bottom. You can see in this sliver right here, not the full height. Or you can go ahead and make sure, clicked off of it, or you can just make sure it's stock, And if you do that and we check out the outside of it, you'll see that there is no side panel anymore. But I do like the side panel, so I am going to go ahead and throw it back in. We'll do the long. So again, looking on the outside, we'll see the full length of it. So that's pretty cool. Going back here to the cabin, that's really the two options that we have, with window and without window. Another thing that we can get on it, if we actually look at the chassis, is you have all these. You've got 4x2 shorts, you've got 4x2 medium, 4x2 long, then the 6x4s. You can get the 8x4 short. But look at this. You can also get a 6x4 and an 8x4 with the drone box. Here's what the 6x4 looks like. And it's basically going to be the same thing as with an 8x4. But up here closer towards the front is going to be your lift axle. Actually switches place with the fuel tank there. If we go ahead and click on the accessories for this drone box, we see that we can put it in as a dry van or insulated. And that doesn't really change the outside to my knowledge. Or did those rivets just get added? Yeah, so you basically have a different texture. You got these two lines of rivets in that group, and look at what happens to those rivets if I click on insulated. That's what the insulated looks like. You also get the reefer, which puts, so the lines change here, and you also get a neat little cooler here, and you can get that, I guess it's a heater. There was some joking over on Goggles Discord about this. So we're heating up the food now. Maybe they're just making sure that people have hot meals. I'm not sure. So you can get that in white. You can get that in the paint. Trailer front, we can get a painted wall like we have here, or we can go ahead and make it chrome. That's pretty cool. So you can do a lot of different things with this. I believe that's the only other option. Box door. You can get a door on the left, you can get a door on the right, or you can get double door, not Dumbledore, double door, left and right side. The last thing that we have to look for is the back, and we can get it in a standard door as we see here. We can get it in a chromed door, which makes the most sense for a cooler, or you can get it in a roll-up door. So pretty cool and pretty flexible. Not sure what's going on with the heater. Maybe they meant to say cooler because the button actually says cooler. So maybe just a kind of a mix-up right there. But that's kind of cool that we can add this drum on. But you can essentially add this Daycab on to any of the chassis. Say you don't want that, you just want to go 6x4. Or we can do an 8x4 just like we did there, but no drum, and you're just carrying whatever trailer you want on it. Lots of cool options, and it is even been said that it drives a little bit different than the original FLB from Harman. Maybe some more stability to it. And Dan on the chat today, or on the stream today, he mentioned that it drove a little bit different underweight than it did when it was empty. And that's not usually something that you see in ATS, not modeled to the amount that it is. So it leads me to believe that there's something going on with the physics that's been tweaked by Rafael. So these are just a few changes. Again, the FLB, Freightliner FLB by Harven is free on the Steam Workshop. I'll have a link to it. This add-on from Rafael is completely free as well. So that's why I'm not doing like a thorough look into the truck and all of the changes, because you guys just go download it. Check it out. You can see the different configurations that I had it in. I think you'll really like it. Let's go ahead and move on to the Volmaxx. And here we are with the Volmaxx. Let's look at some of these. This is the paid trailer from Toni Volma. First of all, we can do this in a single configuration, or we can do this in a double. Yeah, so that gets pretty big. The weight adds up pretty fast, so you're going to have a decent engine under you. Again, with this double, we can either have a 2-axle variation or a 3-axle variation, so that 3-axle makes it just a little bit longer, and then that's basically what's covered here in the chassis. Paint is whatever options you have. These are just all templates that you can add to, so those don't change. But the accessories is what we want to talk about. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this double open so you can see all of the different options that are being covered. So this is essentially going to be the same on the second trailer. Very subtle, very subtle. If you look at the top here, the top of this landing gear, here's the other option right now. So that changes just a little bit. Not sure what the functionality is involved with that. I'm going to take it from, you know what, let's go ahead and walk up to it. I'm going to try to walk to it as best I can. I've got my track IR on, and it doesn't play well with walking mode. Let's go and hit the other landing gear right now. That was the change. Basically, that bump is there, and that's about it. Not sure what's going on there. Let me see. Let me get out of this mode. I think I have to click on another node. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at this pin lock, and notice it's a different shape pin lock with a little light on it compared to this one right now. So you got different pin locks on the options. We have this set up by default, and you kind of get this crisscross pattern for these supports. And then this is what it looks like if you decided to do it in an additional crisscross, or if you decide to go with the square frame, which seems to have a ton more support just based on physics. I don't know how that actually operates. So if we look at this option, we've got the glide hands option 2. There is no option 1. It's maybe something that's going to be coming in the future, but that is what we have. Ladder, you can get it on the left, you can get it on the right, or you can get it on both sides. I chose both sides. And then we have this reservoir here. You can choose down in here, this tank, whether or not you want to go with aluminum. And it's right here. You can see it. Paint or polished aluminum. So you've got a few different options there. And then the fifth wheel, we can decide, do we want this cast steel or do we want the polished? This is what the polished looks like. Nice subtle little detail there. And of course we got to look at the airbags. And the airbags you can see right through here. We might have to get out and get on foot again. Come on now. Kind of see these things. Maybe it's the best view right through there. And this is what it looks like when you have air spring regular, and here's the air spring scratched. Is that what it's? I think it's affecting that right there. Maybe it's just too hard to see. Nothing seems to be changing. Well, track IR is absolutely, you know what? Let me take this off. All right. Now that I've got that taken off, let's see if we can get to an area where I can see what's going on. If I dip down to here, is anything changing? I should be able to see something, and I'm not able to see a change right now. So I don't think it matters with that one in particular. Let's get out of this because track IR is really kind of screwing me up here. And of course, the last thing that we need to do is look at the fender. Based on the size of these tires, we're probably going to go with that one right there. You can go with the individual wheels, the individual tires. That'll probably work too, depending on how you... And this is just basically a repeat of what we've already done. The landing gear, you get that option, or you get that option. Same thing here. Got the different pin locks. Same way we got the basically the frame here. We'll leave it square just like we had it before. This is the same ladder. You can have ladder. We'll put it on the right hand side. Put it on both sides. No fifth wheel option here, but you still have the tank. We'll go ahead and leave that in polished aluminum. And then, of course, you have these things again that we can't really get to and see. Maybe we can see them more from this side. I'm not seeing any physical difference in these airbags. So last thing that we want to look at is the end. And you can get a whole bunch of different options here. You can add your own slots for lights if you want. I don't happen to have the right light pack in here. That's why they're all grayed out for me, because I just kind of threw this into a fairly empty profile because I like to test some of the new ones when there aren't a whole lot of complications and potential for mod conflicts. They also have another halogen lamp option number 2. Looks like that. LED lamp option number 1. LED lamp option number 2. LED lamp option number 3. Looks like you got a little bit of a glare, like a polished. And besides that, we want to look at all of the different mud flaps. Chassis King, H3D Arts. H3D Arts is actually they have a mod, they have a physics mod, and I actually use their stuff. Jasper Shop, Pister. Here's another Chassis King variant, another H3D variant. We're going through Jasper again. So these are basically what it looks like. Okay, these are old. So the new ones actually have the weight on them too. For Chassis King, H3D, Jasper, Pister. And then you go through all of the old options, and then you have those same four in used form. So if I look at Chassis King old, looks like this. Chassis King used looks like that. So it's a little bit more worn, and you can see it's kind of from the side, it's bowing out a little bit. And again, they have that for H3D Art, Jasper, as well as for Pister. Now what's going on here? Now we've got a whole bunch of these. And are these for templates? Yep, these are all just for templates if you want to add your different logos to these. And there are tons. Wow. You've got tons of slots for all the templates you'd ever need in a mud flap. So that's kind of a quick rundown here at this Volmaxx Chassis King double drop from Toni Volma. Again, thank you, Toni Macaroni, for donating this. And this is what we're going to do. I'm not sure. I've thought a couple ways to go about doing this. I don't know if this is the right way for the future, if I'm going to be doing giveaways, but I want to get this out to one of you lucky people as soon as possible. So here's what we're going to do. You have to not own this trailer, okay? I'm just going to take your word for that. Why would you want to be given a free trailer and take the opportunity away from someone else when you already have it, right? So to enter yourself into this, you don't have the trailer. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. What I'm going to be asking you is to put a comment down in this video, and that comment, if it answers the question, you will be entered. And for all of those that enter, I'm going to put it through a randomizer that I find online, and one of you lucky people will get a copy of this. The question is, what are you most looking forward to in this Volmaxx trailer? That's the question that I want to hear from you guys. It doesn't have to be a right answer or a wrong answer or anything like that. Again, just answer. What is the thing that you are looking forward to most about this Volmaxx trailer? That answer goes down in the comments. Everyone that answers it will go into a randomizer, and I will pick. And I'm going to give you guys 24 hours, right? Today's Sunday. At the end of Monday, I'm going to look at all those comments, and Tuesday I will have my decision and let you know who that is going to be. So that's how we're going to do it. Again, thanks Toni Macaroni for making this possible, and Toni Volma for setting that up so I can do this giveaway. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take a short drive now. Now that we've got our Volmaxx, we've got our FLB Daycab. Let's go ahead and take a short drive. Okay, so we have picked up our load. We are here in Great Falls at the Lennar, and we're going to take a 15,435 pound power generator to East Glacier to the Nova Custom Logging. And so it's not too heavy at all. I'm sure you're getting up in some of the weight, especially with the doubles, but some of these are actually kind of light, and I'm kind of glad because this FLB Daycab that I put together, you know, I just got it used off some guy. I need to put a lot of work into it. The lights do work, and everything's legal on it, but I am probably going to give it a paint job. I may extend the frame. Definitely got to get some more lights upstairs and maybe even put a different rack on this, although it does have a place for the tires, so that's cool. This is kind of a bare bones setup. Plastic bumper, plastic mud guards, or fenders and stuff like that. So let's just go ahead and leave it at that. We are running a Cat 3306 in here, and it's only a 350 horsepower. So, and we have a 10-speed Eaton Fuller as well. So not a lot of gears, not a lot of power, but luckily this thing's only 15,000 pounds and it should get us over to East Glacier, no problem. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Oh, those windows are already down. All right. We'll get that on. We'll get on the beacons. Brake is off. And let's go ahead and take off. The differential on this is 3.7. So we're going to have plenty of torque getting off the line. We just really have to worry about getting up to speed. But she gets up to speed, especially at this lightweight. It just takes a little bit longer, and gears 9 and 10 are very, very long. Yeah, if you guys aren't already subscribed or don't know about him, you gotta check out Dan McNary. Oh, come on, man. You're walking right in the road. Are you killing me? You're gonna walk right through my trailer. Always happens. Yeah, but you need to check out Dan's page, Goggles. And he has already taken this truck for a couple drives, and he knows a lot more about the intricacies of it. I'm still getting myself oriented to it. But I am liking the Daycab. Anyone puts a Daycab option on a truck, I am a happy guy. Here's another guy up here. We've got another couple walkers here. I don't know exactly what his deal is.
Hey, I'm walking here.
And this guy already walked out in front of the road, so we won't have to worry about hitting him unless he does a quick teleport. I don't think that's going to happen, though. This 3306, by the way, I didn't mention, is from Steele Productions. Given, I've been driving a lot of 3406, Slav Jerry's, especially Z-Mods. And not a love has been given out to the 3306, so that's what we're doing today. Like to vary it every now and then. And we're turning right. Doesn't look like anyone's coming unless they're going to teleport in. And you do have to sit on this a little bit longer until it gets down to about 1350 on the RPMs, I've noticed. Otherwise, you grind every single gear. Kind of reminds me of a Slav Jerry engine. Oh, waited too long on that one. Hey, Kenworth Truck Dealer. I don't even know Kenworths. We're going Freightliner. Pretty cool little trailer here. And I really like the look of the doubles. The reason why I didn't put the double on is I am very intimidated if I get in a situation where I have to back up. And I was watching Dan's Goggles stream today, and the situations that he put himself into backing up that B double is absolutely insane. He does say that this trailer in particular is a little bit easier than some others, and he's done a tutorial if you want to look it up, where he did a double lowboy, and he said it was a little bit more conducive to learning, a little bit on the easier side compared to some of these double situations. But I still wasn't able to do it very well. I got to do a little bit more practice before I'm going to throw that up online and let everyone see just how horrible I am. So a little bit more practice, and maybe you'll see me in a situation where I can back up a B double. I do like the challenge, but the thing is, there's only so much failure that I'm going to let you guys see, because that's not really helping anyone. Challenge is one thing. Anyway, we are on the road and headed down towards the East Glacier now. Let's go ahead and see if we got a roof cam on this. Yeah, we do. And we can see these. I intentionally did these basic lights. Again, we just picked up this truck used, and we got to be able to customize it to our liking. And if you guys have already if you've already driven the FLB, you'll know that one of the options instead of the light nodes is a whole rack of lights. And so I might go ahead and do that instead of these basic ones. But this was also saving me in the money department as well. As you can see, my bank account has $128,600. Not a ton, so I did want to be able to pick up at least one more trailer in this profile, so I don't want to, I didn't want to max it out. Speaking of maxing it out, it's just about time for us to pop it in at 10th. See, I went too early there. You got to let it out at about 1350, maybe a little bit earlier, 1400, 1450 on the hill. But yeah, 9 and 10 are the longest gears. I may have to go, I lost a lot of momentum on that little hill. And it really matters when you only have about 350 horsepower. So let me wait until we're not on an uphill or a drastic uphill. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this guy into 10th again. And this guy just took forever to wind up. And we're currently going just under 60. I'd like to be able to get up to 65. But it looks like we are forever climbing this hill. Even it's not a steep hill, but with only 350 horsepower, I'm going to drop from 1700 or 1800 RPM down to like 13, and I'm going to stay there. So I'm going to need it to plateau a little bit. I'm kind of right in that in-between where this would be really nice to have an in-between gear, so I'm not cranking the engine so much. Better shift, but I'm at 1300 RPMs, and it seems like we were still on a slight bit of an uphill. I don't think we're going to get any reprieve from it anytime soon, so we're just going to go with it. I did build about 2 miles per hour, so that's not bad. And that kind of makes sense, you know. Again, going back to something that... Oh, I just crashed into someone. Yeah, you were in the way. Going back to something that Goggles had said, I'm still picking up speed even though I'm trying to recover up to 1400 RPMs. I like to even out at about 1500 RPMs. I'm using the torque band of the engine to really pull myself up, because the torque band, which is below the horsepower band, you know I don't have any of the horsepower. I don't have a whole lot of weight, but 350 pounds, 350 horsepower going up a hill with a trailer, you're not going too fast. So it's really the staying here in the 13 to 1500 RPMs that's really given me that extra boost to be able to pick up speed. And we're actually going to have to come to a slowdown here. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it right here, cruise control, because we're just about coming up on 70, which is the speed limit. So pulled us out pretty good. That is a great little trick. Keep working within the torque band, especially if you're low on horsepower. I'm learning new things from Dan all the time. All the time. That's a cool little truck, though. I got all my accessories, the normal stuff, as I'm crashing and falling off the road. Yeah, take a look at the outside a little bit. The front of this FLB, so great to have a day cab. Oh, I still got the oh, let's go ahead. We'll hear the Jake on this. There's only one stage. There's only one stage on this. Come on. Thing about the Jake, it doesn't work unless you're in gear. I'm having to double clutch just to make sure I'm hitting all the gears. See, once I get to this point, I don't mind trying to float them. I don't always hit them, but I hit them more often than I do when I'm, you know, slowing down from 70 miles an hour. The guy just honked at me, reminded me I can drive anytime I want. And honestly, I thought I was waiting for a signal. I was actually in the process of getting out to see if I could see where the signal was. Thought I just had a weird point of view, or they had the signal in a weird spot. Nope, it was a stop sign. Missed a few gears, trying to rush it a little bit. You gotta wait to put it in. Not that long though. So yeah, usually about 1350, 1400 RPMs. Right there. is when she doesn't grind at all. A little bit longer than most transmissions, or than most engines. I mean, it's a pretty standard 10-speed off the Eaton Fuller, real Eaton Fuller cast add-on. The difference is the engine. So, just like with Slav Jerry and some of his engines, you really gotta let those RPMs drop, especially in Slav Jerry's E6 and his Cat C12, which I love them both. I love them both. Hey, got some combines there. Going through Etheridge, and we're actually dropping off this East Glacier. We're actually dropping off part of the ATS expansion, so that's kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and get that on, slow that down a little bit as we're going to 45. Yeah, I guess I could keep the wheels a little bit, or I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I switch them. I just kind of put on some basic stuff, nothing too crazy fancy. Oh, slowing down to 25. Slowing down. I don't have the pivot cam in this profile. That's too bad. Oh, we can't go any faster anyway. So what do you guys think of this Volmaxx trailer? It looks really cool set up as a double. Again, I'm just kind of intimidated to drive one. And it saved my pocketbook a little bit by only going with the single. Lots of good detail on it. Lots of good options. Definitely liking it. So thanks to the Tonis, the one who donated and the one who developed it. And that green, that light's probably been green for a while. They didn't honk at me this time though. Strangely enough. Come on, you gotta hit it. There it is. It's a little bit more sensitive, always in the lower gears. We'll get it. More or less. Oh, waited way too long on that one. It doesn't have a very big band. You just gotta kind of be right on it. Still using this Z-Mods FOV mirrors, and I'm really getting used to it. Tell you, the adjustment really isn't in the fact that you can see so clear. Like, it feels like it's way more zoomed in, and the problem with that is you don't get nearly as much coverage. So obviously, well, we'll keep it right here around 45. So I'm having to really mess with it on each truck and really kind of be careful to where I have the main mirror placement. It really does matter. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. Again, I could probably use some in-between gears here. That's always the case. Whenever you're going to run something like a low-powered, like 350 horsepower, that's when it's nice to have an 18-speed. Minimum, give me a 15. Even 13 sometimes isn't enough, depending on how much you're hauling. And it kind of makes you wonder, what did they do when 350 was the standard, or like the heavy haul setup? Like, did they just drive like 20 miles an hour across the country? It's so crazy. Obviously, they kind of, I mean, because a lot of times they were dealing with 4-speed, 5-speed, 6-speed transmissions. And obviously that's how the twin, like the Spicers came around, the twin transmission, to be able to give you some in-between gears. And you can actually make the thing drivable. But, wow. I can't imagine that. I do like to do that in the game, though. It's fun. Are we getting off? Oh. No, they just wanted us... Oh, okay, so we're not turning left. We're still going to continue. Come on, which screen is it? There it is. Do a couple switchbacks here. Reduce speed. Really? Yeah, this with this engine, I can't float down at all. It's, I mean, I know how precise it is on the upshift, and I'm not great on the downshift anyway, so I probably got like a 5% chance. It's very, very specific on this one. Nope. Got one, and that's it. That is all she wrote. It's all you get per drive. You get one clean downshift, and that's it. That's pretty much how it's been going. All right, we got about 53 minutes left until we are at the logging company. We're just doing a lot of switchbacks and stuff. It's been kind of interesting. A lot of uphill, a lot of downhill. It's I haven't been stuck yet, but I got slowed down quite a bit. I think the thing that's really going to help me here is the fact that I've got that 3.7 differential, and that is making it so that even between switches, I've got enough torque to be able to keep going, keep moving it forward. I could probably go to the next gear, but then I'd be shut down to like 1,000 RPMs and I wouldn't go anywhere. Then you go to the next one, and it's just kind of a domino effect. So I'm just going to hold on right here. Hold on about 1,800 RPMs. I'll let off a little bit. We're only going about 12 miles an hour. Let's see if we're going to need the Jake here. Again, we only have the one stage on this 3306, unfortunately. I'm just kind of using the Jake. I'm slowing down enough with the transmission, but I am using the Jake a little bit to keep it under the 2,000 RPM limit. No sense in destroying the transmission. This is a cool little switchback road if you've ever been on it, on the way up to this this logging company as part of ATS expansion. Just a cool drive. Whoa. Oh, and we hit. Look, I didn't say it was safe. I said it was a cool drive. And definitely there's got to be more people that are more qualified than I am to be taking it. But come on. You just saw that, and now you want to check out ATS expansion and see if you too would slide right off the road in that. That's pretty cool. I'm skipping gears. You can probably get away with that for maybe one more. Maybe into fifth. I don't know if I'm going to get away with it in fifth. I think I'm just going to leave it right here. Otherwise, just like dominoes, you start dropping down gears 2 at a time, and pretty much you're trying to start on a hill again. I'd rather just keep it right here. In fact, I'll let it off a little bit and bring it down to about 1,700 RPM, so we're not making this thing scream. But we do have to drop it to about 11 miles an hour to do that. Pick it up a little bit more when we start to drop below 1,500. You know, honestly, the way I've been driving on these roads, maybe it's about as fast as I should be going anyway. This is so cool. We got this little overhang here. It's pretty cool. Oh, we crashed again. Yep, that's what I do. That is what I do when I'm trying to get a nice, smooth, cinematic look, and we just crash into the rocks. Well, it's a good thing I didn't pay a whole lot for this truck, because she's already wrecked. Oh, let's slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to put it right into the frickin' forest again. There we go. Downhill on a hairpin curve. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that those guys at ATS Expansion would do to you. Love it, though. Love the challenge. Never boring. And the thing is, those turns really do exist. Like in real life, there are places that are going to, if you're not going 10, 15 miles an hour, they will own you. And that's exactly what they're simulated here. Well, we're almost up at the place when we got another 21 minutes. Alright, let's see if we can get through the rest of this. I'm trying to keep up the speed to keep some momentum. And, it really doesn't like me, taking those corners too fast. Almost feels like I'm trying to take them in the rain. And so much for that momentum. We're going to drop it all the way to third. And if we would have missed that one, we would be at a dead stop on this hill right now. Wow, some challenging driving. Done. We are done. Thanks for playing, folks. I don't know really what to do other than we can try to climb this in first gear. I'm full brake, by the way. That's how I'm going to stop it. There we go. You can't roll going sideways. Well, you can, but it's been a while since I'm going to go ahead and hit the brake. Apply a little bit, cheat it here, then come off the brake. No, we're done. Thanks for playing. We can go flip around and do a quick Yui. All right. Let's just get back up to the top and deliver this. Well, you know, I've done a lot of drives lately in underpowered trucks, and I'm getting better. I really am. But when you go ahead and put a grade of like 9% in front of me with a hairpin right before it so I can't get any momentum, it's not a matter of succeeding. I think you're just telling people when will you fail, not if you're going to fail. I mean, granted, the engine and transmission combination that I had set me up for complete failure if you don't have anything other than flat roads. We're going in hot. We're going in hot. Slamming the brakes. E-brake. Perfect. That was kind of fun. Wanted to do that. Anyway, so yeah, this is part of the ATS expansion. It's a really cool little farm here that you can, this log farm. And they're getting their power generator. So that is for sure. Thanks for coming along on the drive. Let me know if you have any questions about the FLB Freightliner add-on. If you have any questions about this Volmaxx Chassis King double drop. Thanks again to Toni Macaroni for making this donation possible and making it so that one of you who comments down below, what are you most looking for in the looking most forward to in this Volmaxx? Put it down in the comments. I will pick randomly for those who answer that question specifically, and one of you will win this trailer. So thanks to Toni Macaroni and Toni Volma, the developer of this trailer, for making that happen. Thanks for coming along on the drive today. If you enjoyed what you saw, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all of my videos. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.